Gentlelady from Florida, Ms. Luna.
The Centers for Medicare and Medical Services has proposed a new rule that would reinterpret the term lawfully present to expand taxpayer-funded federal health benefits, specifically Medicaid, Affordable Care Act health care coverages, and the Children's Health Insurance Program to DACA recipients. Expanding benefits in this way would not deter illegal immigration. In fact, it encourages more individuals to take the dangerous trek across our borders illegally. And to put the cost of illegal immigration into perspective, illegal immigration has a net cost of approximately $151 billion per year. This cost is not incurred by illegal aliens that are coming to the United States, but instead paid for by hardworking Americans, while those breaking the law have zero financial accountability. This is not the only costs the American taxpayer have taken on. In fact, the U.S. government spends more than $23 billion annually on federal medical expenditures in which services are used by illegal aliens to participate. One service costs taxpayers over $5 billion in medical assistance for those born of illegal aliens. Even more concerning are the incentives that those exploiting birth tourism and international commercial surrogacies receive, which will only worsen our immigration crisis that we're facing in our country and defraud the American people. Dr. Montz, are you aware of what birth tourism is?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Are you aware of what birth tourism is?
No.
Okay, so birth tourism is when a pregnant woman will come to the United States, basically about to give birth, have their child here. They might not be a citizen and then ultimately end up leaving the country. Meanwhile, the child will receive citizenship status. But it's a huge problem in this country, mainly because what we're finding is other countries that are more nefarious, like Russia and China, are exploiting the system. Are you aware that some nations that are participating in these illegal activities in exploiting birth tourism and international commercial surrogacy practices are from Russia and China?
Not aware of that.
Are you aware that these two countries have long histories of anti-American espionage activities?
I wouldn't have any knowledge about.
You don't know that Russia doesn't like us? That's the question.
I know that Russia is currently at war with Ukraine.
So you don't like Russia, correct?
Don't have any particular opinions that pertain to this hearing.
Okay. Are you aware that China does not like the United States and that has engaged in espionage activities against the United States?
I don't have any personal professional knowledge of that.
Okay. Well, I suggest you read Breitbart. Do you believe that allowing these practices puts the national security of the United States at risk?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe that allowing a country that engages in espionage against the United States, exploiting birth tourism, could potentially open us up for risk?
I don't have the professional knowledge to opine on that issue.
Do you believe that individuals from these countries and illegal aliens in general should be allowed to exploit the medical system that you help oversee?
I'm here to talk about the HHS's proposed rule to extend benefits to DACA recipients to ensure that their treatment is in line with other deferred action recipients.
So you can't answer the question. Do you have an opinion on any of that?
I'm here to talk about the proposed rule that CMS has put forward. I'm happy to take your questions.
Okay. What would be your solution then for that proposed rule?
Under the proposed rule, this pertains to DACA recipients. As you know, DACA recipients are individuals, a defined population of individuals that came to the United States as children and have been lawfully residing here since 2007.
When Obama created the program in the Rose Garden?
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay. Can you just briefly tell me about how Nancy Pelosi treated DACA recipients when given the option to make them legal?
What I can talk about is the proposed rule. What we have proposed to do is further align our definition, HHS's definition of lawfully present, with that of the Department of Homeland Security's longstanding definition.
And what is that definition?
That definition includes all individuals who are subject to deferred action.
Okay. In my opinion, ma'am, you're obviously in charge of a very important program, but this program was created with the intent of making it political. And let's be clear, whenever they show pictures of DACA recipients, they typically tend to show Hispanic children, when in actuality it's more than just the Hispanic demographic. So I guess the question for you would be, you're in charge of a program that's costing American taxpayers millions and billions of dollars, and yet you're sitting here refusing to answer questions about whether or not that's fair or there's certain terminology being used for these programs. I guess my suggestion to you would be is that our rules that we have in place are in place for a reason. And ultimately what ends up happening is when you have these programs that are exploited, it does harm people long term. Chairman, I yield my time. Thank you.